Hey, what's poppin', everyone? So in this video, I'm going to compare the prices of code tools, no-code tools, kind of like Honeycode, and then there's Microsoft 365, and of course, Google Docs. So you might be asking, why are you comparing Honeycode with Microsoft 365 and then with Google Docs? Because they all have kind of like spreadsheets, and that was what Honeycode decided to compete with. They wanted to have something that uses spreadsheets online, and that's where we are. So of course, they have different prices, but they also have different uses. So we'll get into those prices, but they have similar uses. So let's look into it. And before we begin, make sure to triple click that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as it'll help me a lot. And I did a lot to research these kind of things. Thanks. All right, so let us first start with Honeycode. So of course, there's a free version. So Microsoft 365 does not have a free version. So what do you get for a free version? You get 2,500 rows per workbook, which seems like a lot, especially since this is kind of centered towards small businesses. That seems like a lot, depending on how much data you're going to need, though. So yeah, unlimited workbooks. So that's pretty good. You can just get unlimited rows then, technically, right? It's unlimited data, and then 20 members. So that's where the small businesses comes in. So all essentials to support small projects and teams. Right. Okay. What about big projects and big teams? So there we can get plus. So $19.99 per month, which I mean is reasonable for a small business. They probably have a bunch of these little small subscription-based things for tools that they need. So 10,000 rows per workbook. So 4 times as much for 20. You can just make 4 accounts, right? I guess maybe, but then you still have the unlimited workbooks. So 20 members. So I would like to see that being increased, especially since you're paying for it. And looking at this Pro as well, you only have 20 members as well. I think that should be increased, especially since you're paying for it. If you're paying something, you should definitely get better than the free tier, like baseline. And then $9.99 per month, okay, for additional member. Okay, I see now. But that seems like a lot, though. And then $19.99 for the Pro, which is kind of crazy for additional members. So we'll see how that compares with the other tools later. And then for Pro, of course, you get 100,000 rows per workbook. And of course, all of them get unlimited workbooks, which I don't think it's actually unlimited. A lot of these companies say, oh yeah, we have unlimited storage. We have unlimited bacon. Unlimited bacon. But no, I'm sure there's a limit, eventually. You just have to, I don't know what it is. Comment down below if you find a limit. So I was just looking at the frequently asked questions for this, and I saw that workbook row limits are set at the team level. So if you get this for their team, that's a pretty good deal. So I guess that's why it's $19.99 per month for these kind of additional members. So the whole team gets 100,000 rows per workbook, which is really considerable. I don't even foresee how a small business could exceed that. They would have to have crazy amounts of data. Another interesting thing I see here is that if you switch from a higher tier plan to a lower tier plan, the tables that already have the huge number of rows, they become read-only. So they still have the large number of rows, but you can only read from them. So it's not too bad, but it's actually, yeah, that's actually pretty good. So one thing, cost-saving tip number 1 is use it for a month, make a big table, and then just go back to free, and then you have the big table, and just don't ever add anything to it again. All right, now I want to compare it to Office 365, which is from Microsoft. And looking just straight away, there is no free version, but they do have a lot more services that come with it, of course. I mean, Honeycode is just kind of the table, and then of course the app that you use. But 365 has a bunch of other different stuff like Exchange, OneDrive, SharePoint, Teams, Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, Access. They have free bananas. They don't actually have free bananas, but you do get a lot for this, and they do have a free trial, of course. So okay, they don't have the free plan, always free, but they do have the free trial, which I can see some people trying to abuse. But I mean, if you're a small business, you can't really abuse that every month. They'll find you. So let's kind of look what you're getting here. So the business basic, you kind of only get like the 4 key services. You don't get Word, you don't get Excel. So if you really want that database kind of thing, you really need to get this business standard, which that database is kind of, if you're looking at Honeycode, then you kind of would need Excel to have the database. So that's kind of like the basic, unless you wanted to get this 365 apps thing, which is business email and Microsoft Teams are not included in. And then what do you get for this big boy 20 users per month? So you get a bunch more apps. It looks like you get Azure Information Protection and Intune, and then Advanced Cyber Threat Protection, whatever that means. But of course, you don't have any limits. Like they don't say any limits here, like on row size or table size, kind of like a Honeycode has. But you do get a lot more tools. So I think, I don't know. I feel like my 365 is already fully fleshed out, so that's very much better than Honeycode. All right, then let's look at the other competitor, which is G Suite by Google. So there's no free tier here. Of course, you can just use Google Docs for free. But so there's Basic, Business, and Enterprise. Basic $6, Business $12, and $25. So this is the most expensive. Of course, they're all very comparable in terms of pricing. But if you have like 1,000 users, that difference in price could definitely start to matter. But what do you get? So you do get Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets. So you do get, for the $6 a month, that is going to be cheaper than the Microsoft, which was $12.50 a month for the Excel. So if you want the cheapest option that has like the spreadsheets that you want to share across your team, then that would of course be Google Suite, unless you want like the free version with Honeycode, which does have like limits that you would have to keep track of. But this is not really many limits and only $6, and you do get a bunch of cool stuff like email. You get a business email, you get some forms, current, scripts, and other cool stuff like that. Honestly, I don't know what script is. Automate, integrate, and extend with, so that's where you can automate stuff with, kind of like how Honeycode does automation. But you also get, if you want to go for the business, which is most popular, it says, whatever that means. I don't know how they take a survey of what is the most popular, but you do get some extra cool stuff like search, smart search access across Google G Suite. So I guess if you want to search for a specific thing across all your tools, then that you can use that. Kind of, I mean, of course, they're going to have a search. I mean, that's what Google is known for, right? People always think of search when they think of Google. And then, of course, with $25 per month, you do also get the unlimited drive storage, which you do get with Business. But you do get some other cool stuff like a Vault, Cloud Identity Premium, Endpoint Management. Wow. So anyways, so that is some of the comparisons between the prices between these 3 tools. I do want to mention though that Honeycode has these APIs. I feel like I'm sponsored by them, but I'm not actually sponsored by Honeycode. But they do have the APIs for get screen data and invoke screen automation. So if you want to like have an app that calls the APIs, that is very useful. I'm sure that Google and Microsoft have similar things, similar APIs for their tools as well. So if you do like to learn more about Honeycode, I was just looking in the Amazon official community. They have like official training things that you can take, and not many people have taken them, but you can take them if you want to learn more and get better at building Honeycode and making apps with it. So that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, my price comparison and whatnot. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll talk to you later. Peace.